Welcome to Indieformer. I'm Josh and today we're taking a look at the top 5 indie games from January 2019. Let's take a look at some honourable mentions. An RPG with over 100 companions, Alvastia Chronicles is here to scratch your JRPG itch with impressive pixel art and sounds to complement. Cyberdrome is a free first-person cyberpunk action arcade game where you compete in a deadly arena to survive waves of drones.
Hey, I'm Ada, your new sponsor.
Future Grind is easy to learn, hard to master. It's a game to pick up and grind your way through, trying to smash that big multiplier. A deceptively difficult puzzle platformer, Retona is designed superbly and will have you scratching your head from start to end. In early access, Dev Me has you be a game developer, but also managing hunger, sleep and studying, trying to keep costs minimal. Now, let's take a look at our top 5 from January. Puzzle simulation games have been more popular recently. There's been a few that have made it into these lists. While True Learn is another addition to this genre. It's about machine learning, neural networks, big data and AI. But really, it's about understanding your cat. You play as a coder who found their cat is extremely good at coding, but not the human language. So now you need to build a cat-to-human speech recognition system. If you're looking for a true machine learning game, similar to those from Zachtronics, you will be disappointed. This is based loosely on the idea and incorporates more puzzles than coding. Actually, there's really no coding at all. So although this may not be Zachtronics accurate, it may be a game that gets you into the genre. It's much more user-friendly and simpler to pick up and understand. The translation to English isn't the best and can be confusing at times, but looking through that, and while True Learn gives you a platform to slowly learn about machine learning. It won't directly teach you anything, but it'll give you resources to follow and learn more. All in all, if you're interested in machine learning, but the coding aspect stresses you out a bit, this game is probably a good starting point. Not all games need to have a great story underlying them. Sometimes a simple game that has the right mechanics is enough. Donkey Pong is just that. No story, just a pong. With onomatopoeic sounds and some cute tunes, Donkey Pong makes an impression. You can level up and unlock a variety of pongs, defeat 6 bosses with 6 levels, each with 4 waves of enemies to dodge. Although a controller is highly recommended, I had no issues clicking the mouse or spacebar to jump. Donkey Pong is a game that is good to play when you've got a little bit of time to spare, whether that be waiting for another game to load up, or you have 5 minutes before you need to eat dinner. Donkey Pong is there for you. The controls are tight, the design is exactly what it needs to be, and there's even a casual mode. If you don't like having to restart the entire level again, you can opt to have 3 lives where you begin at the last wave completed. It's a great little game that I'm sure you'll get your money's worth from. An exceptional story in a 2D platformer, Klaus slots in perfectly to the current titles in this genre. The first game from La Cosa Entertainment, Klaus is class. Although it released a few years ago on PS4, it slipped by us then, so we're covering its release now on Steam. Its tight platforming and fourth wall breaking story is refreshing. There are 2 playable characters, each with unique skill sets and cooperative gameplay. That may seem confusing considering this game is named Klaus, after the main character. So how can there be two? Well, you're the other character. That's as much as I'll say about that. Klaus has been designed intuitively so that you're never confused with the direction you're meant to proceed in. The soundtrack is memorable and has cues that you won't forget. It really tied the game together and got you in the headspace of Klaus. Aside from a few difficulty issues, meaning that levels can go from easy to hard back to easy so quickly, Klaus is a gem. For a first game, La Cosa Entertainment will be a development team to keep your eye on. From Kickstarter to early access, now to full release, My Time at Porsche is doing a lot right. There are many games that don't get to go through the full cycle, and I'm glad that My Time at Porsche has. Although it may not look like it, this post-apocalyptic world is full of things to do. Your main task is to build, but alongside that you can date other characters, even marry them, crawl dungeons, craft, and so much more. My Time at Porsche gives you freedom. It's non-restricting and you can pretty much do anything you want. It feels like an MMO world, but all to yourself, and with that obviously comes greater benefits like the aforementioned dating of characters. This is currently $42 Australian, which may seem steep, especially for a game that might not look that appealing to you. But the main content alone has 50 to 60 hours of playtime. Add in all the other things you can do and you're talking 100 plus hours at least. The design of the game may present itself as simple or childish, maybe even cheap, but looking into this game and you'll find it's been crafted carefully, with a lot of detail considered for every aspect. It's a design choice to lift the spirit of the post-apocalyptic world. For a game that has cycled through it all, My Time at Porsche has delivered on its initial Kickstarter promise, and you can count on the devs to be looking after this one. There's even a free demo you can try out. A remaster of the original Eternal Castle from 1987, with additional game mechanics, sophisticated sound design, polished 2-bit CGI animated graphics, and modernised game design. That's directly from the Steam store page description. And although it says it's a remaster, it isn't. There was no Eternal Castle in 1987. This is more of a marketing and world-building tactic from the developers. It pays homage to the cinematic platformers of the 90s, such as Prince of Persia. The animations and graphics bring you back into that era, but coupled with the amazing sound design, the Eternal Castle Remastered does something beautiful. It transitions seamlessly within levels, it has enemies that scare you, and an atmosphere like you're really watching a movie unfold. You need to keep in mind that this game is reflecting that of the 90s. And although other reviewers have shed light on the clunky and awkward controls, that's the point. The developers could have smoothed it all out, but that wouldn't be accurate to what they're trying to replicate. Sure, they could take inspiration from the 90s and modernise the controls, but the devs stuck to their guns and made an accurate release. Don't compare this game to others released today, you'll find faults. It's designed in a particular way for a time that has passed, and for that, it's perfect. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time here on Indieformer.